What's going on YouTube? Magnolia Mo here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to take a look at the Schiit Magni Piety by Nitsch. You got your nice logo right here, the Magni Piety logo. My unit came with a brass potentiometer. It's pretty cool. It's nice and hefty. It's got some weight to it. And then you have your 1/4-inch headphone output. That's all there is in the front. Very minimalistic. Up top, you got the Nitsch logo. And then you got some vents here. I didn't feel the unit ran hot at all. And I did listen to it for quite a lot of hours. And then on the back, it is also very basic. You have your RCA inputs from a DAC, right? And I used the pre-box S2 to feed this particular headphone amplifier. You have your gain toggle switch between high and low. I do prefer the high gain, and I'll talk about it more. You have your RCA outputs because you can then use this as a preamp, with its own volume control. And RCA inputs, and then you got your power on-off toggle switch, and you have an AC power supply input, which is 14 to 16 volts. Now, the power supply, it comes with a hefty wall wart. The transformer in that wall wart power supply is 1 amp, I believe. Believe it or not, it is 2 pounds, right? It is 5 inches wide, 3.5 inches deep, and 1.25 inches in height. Power consumption is 6 watts. The gain is 1.8 times and 6.3 times selectable in the rear. Now, one thing to note with the gain is that at the high gain, the signal to noise ratio drops to greater than 94 dBs, and then for the low gain, the signal to noise ratio is 104 dBs, A-weighted reference to 1 volt RMS. Then from a power standpoint, you have 16 ohms, 1.2 watts RMS per channel, 32 ohms, 1 watt RMS per channel, 50 ohms, 0.8 watts RMS per channel, 300 ohms, 400 milliwatts RMS per channel, and 600 ohms, 200 milliwatts RMS per channel. So it can feed a variety of headphones. I use this primarily with the Meze 109 Pro, which I was lucky to get for this review, and my trusted old B&W P3s. I know there's no contest there, but still. And then from a frequency response standpoint, it is 200 hertz to 20 kilohertz plus or minus 0.6 dBs. So let's go over how this product came into existence. 2 years ago, Christian Tanimoto III listened to one of the best amps he had ever heard. As the former audiophile senior product manager at Massdrop, Christian had heard a lot of incredible amps, but this one was a little different because it wasn't sold in stores, right? So he literally listened to this in the back office of the Schiit headquarters. So why did he listen to it in the back office? Because this product was literally and figuratively shelved. Its reliance on out of production transistors made it infeasible for Schiit to produce at scale, right? And that might have been the end of this amp story, but Christian, when he started Nitsch, after he left Massdrop, started Nitsch, a new company centered on small batch and rare gear. He knew this amp would make a first, great launch, right? So that's how this came into existence, and they decided to launch this in limited distribution. Apos Audio has this, and I want to thank Rosemary for sending me this unit and the Meze 109 Pro for me to do justice to both of these, so that I can listen to these headphones via a solid state, transistor based tube amp sounding headphone amplifier. So some product highlights: a new variation of the continuity circuit design, which was found in the Jotunheim 2. If I'm right, yes. Its output stage features a massively parallel transistor design, a lot of transistors in each amp that result in triode-like measurements, right? In plain English, the Piety is half the size of a Jotunheim 2, uses smaller transistors, and was tweaked for a tube-like sound. I want to put the sound in perspective, right? And how I thought about this and how I can do that, right? And so I listen to, I audition speakers, I audition amps, in an audiophile setting, and how do I describe, a tube sound, right? So I've heard the Macintosh MC275, and then the Balanced Audio tube amps, right? My friend used to have a $10,000 Balanced Audio tube amp, and he was powering his Wilson Audio Watt Puppy 8s. I will never forget the sound, right? And especially listening to just, some Peter Gabriel, for instance, right? On that combination, Peter Gabriel's voice, the music, the sound stage, right? And if you know what I'm talking about, Peter Gabriel's, So and Us, right? Both the albums, right? Especially Us is very warm sounding, right? It's very down to earth. It's very earthy, from a sound design perspective. And the tube amps, made that sound even darker. So a tube amp is warm sounding. They have the mid range is right there, in front of you. The highs may be a little rolled off, right? So that, but the warmer sound, and it's more mid rangey, and it, the highs don't pierce your ears sometimes. So it's very natural, and it's very good to listen to. Some tube amps will have the mid range just blaring at you, right? I didn't find the Balanced Audio to be that kind, right? So if I think, or even the Macintosh, so if I think back to those, and then listening to the Magni Piety, the Nitsch Magni Piety, I would say that the sound, was warm. The bass actually was more powerful than what I'm used to hearing from tube amps. The highs also did not seem to be rolled off. So it was more lively, but yet warm sounding, right? So that's the type of sound you're gonna get from this. Is you're gonna get a warm sound with the perfect, sound stage, a wide sound stage, a three-dimensional sound stage, where the vocals are centered, right? When you close your eyes and you listen to the headphones, the vocals are centered, and then the imaging, the stereo imaging is separated, right? It's not, so it's almost like I was listening to actual speakers. Believe it or not, right? When listening to the Meze 109 Pro, connected to the Magni Piety, it was literally like I was listening to full range speakers when I closed my eyes, right? And then, for ha-has, I connected the Meze to the pre-box S2, and the pre-box S2 did not have the same lively sound stage. The highs were there, the bass was there, maybe a little more powerful, the mid-range was there, but when it comes to liveliness, right, the pre-box S2 sounded more analytical to me than this one right here. This just put the fun back into listening to music, right? And And so that's how I would describe the sound for $200. That's how much it is on the Oppo's website for $200. I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? I would suggest that you connect this to a good DAC, right? And there are plenty of good DACs out there. I use the Prebox S2 in my desktop setup, you know, with RCA going in, and then I was switching back between, because the Prebox S2 is also an headphone amplifier as well, and I was switching back and forth between the Prebox S2 and the Magni Piety. I kept on going back to the sound, right? The advantage that this has that the Prebox S2 doesn't have is the gain. When I switched to the high gain, right, the sound stage expanded more. The drums had more kick to it. The vocals were more present. So the sound stage just got more livelier. And I'm not talking about like high volume, low volume type of. Obviously, the volume is going to be higher, but when you dial it back down to the same levels, it's just more present, more livelier, you know, with this particular headphone amp. And did I tell you this is made in the America, US of A? Okay, this is not a Chinese-made product. This is made right here in California, in America, and it feels like it, right? It doesn't feel like a Chinese product, I'm sorry to say, but that's this unit right here. So I actually really like it. I like it a lot, especially, you know, in my studio, in my desktop setup, when I'm working on videos or if I'm, you know, doing some research, you know, listening to obviously headphones like these, the Meze 109 Pro, along with this particular headphone amplifier, was a great treat. So again, I'm going to thank Rosemary for sending me both of these, and that's all I can say. That's all I have to say about this particular product. It's in limited distribution availability, right? I'm going to leave a link to the affiliate link to this particular amp and the Meze 109 Pro in the description of this video, so that you can take advantage. That's going to help the channel. So as usual, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.